Hello, everybody. I'm Michelle from the Country Note and MC Writes and Snaps. Today I'm with James Maslow, who is fresh off a whirlwind four-city arena and amphitheater tour with Big Time Rush. James is stepping confidently into a new chapter. Well, kind of new, because it maybe isn't new, but it's been a while, right? As a solo artist. And on August 22nd, he released his latest single, Eyes. Beautiful song, by the way. The first glimpse of a project that highlights his evolution as a songwriter and performer. James is embracing the creative freedom of going solo while still carrying the passion and drive that made him a fan favorite with Big Time Rush. And I have to say, I will be crucified if I do not mention that my niece Alejandra was super excited that I was going to be interviewing you because she obviously knows she's in her 20s. She knows who you are, and you guys still have a big fan base, and you happen to be one of her favorites. So I just had to say that, or
Well,
I would
first
not
off,
be
we
the
got to kick
same.
it off with a shout out to Alejandra. Tell her I say hi, please, and thank you so much for your support of myself and the band.
That is awesome. She'll appreciate that. Thank you so much. So you've come off this. You just finished this 40 city tour with Big Time Rush, and now you're jumping into your solo career with the release of Eyes. What made now, I guess the question is, what made now the right time to step into this new chapter for you?
Well, we still have a bunch more to go. I got 2 months, then we go to Europe, South America,
Oh,
Australia,
wow.
Dubai, Hawaii. So the tour, the In Real Life Big Time Rush tour, will continue, and I'm very excited about that. But I also have been writing more and been more excited about writing than I have been since I started music with my move to Nashville about a year and a half ago.
Wow.
So, why is this the right time? Well, there's no time like now. And I have so much music that I'm so proud of. And I've been through this before where I write
Yeah.
songs and then hesitate and wonder, is this the right time? And they've never come out. And that's a damn shame. Especially right now where I have more clarity about what I want to do as an artist and as a person in life. I love Eyes. It's about my fiance. I was speaking to her
Yeah.
about it, and she's been a huge, muse and catalyst for this because her support, especially since we got engaged, has doubled or tripled. And this commitment we've made to each other to start this new life has also given me that much more steady of a platform to just go. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it independently. I have music I'm so proud of. Will it sound exactly like the next record? Maybe not. Will it be the direction I go from my LP? Maybe not. But I am starting with songs I'm proud of. They're going to show different sides of me as an artist and as a writer. And I'm curious what my fans and hopefully new fans think. And from there, we'll tweak and we'll hone. But, I just believe in doing and improving from there versus waiting for something to be perfect that'll just never be perfect.
Oh, I love that. That just goes to show that you're willing to evolve and grow into whatever it is you become. And you kind of hinted that it could be changing and you're looking into maybe sort of other genres as well. My next question for you talks really about, and you kind of hit on this, but how does the creative freedom of being solo compared to being part of a band that has been that has a dedicated fan base. Now, I watched a clip of you with Caitlin because you guys do a lot of stuff together on social media, and it's actually fun to watch that.
Thank you.
And I know that you still were writing for the band, and you're still writing for you. How do you separate that? And how does that influence your creative freedom, or has it?
It's so much more fun to write when you have no restrictions. That's the
Mm,
truth, right? And I don't mean
hmm.
to throw shade because I'm not. I love getting to participate in creating with the band, but objectively, it's more difficult when you have four different people with four different voices, four different opinions, four different styles, four different tastes. It's what makes Big Time Rush so great, but it's also what makes any band so
Yeah.
difficult. So it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing that. I've been very clear. As long as the band wants to continue and the fans want the band to continue, I'm here for it. And I love doing it. I'm having so much fun on this tour. But we've only released 2 songs in the last year as a band. And I'm in my studio, my home studio. I write in here 2, 3 days a week when I'm home because I love it. I love the community. I love Nashville. I love getting
Yeah.
better as an instrumentalist, a writer. I actually just unpacked a new guitar that's hanging on that wall that I can't wait to be getting better at. I just put my Nord keyboard, which I've had on tour with me, back in my desk here. And this town has motivated me and excited me in a way that I can't explain if you don't live here, and you get it if you do when you're in the writing
Mhm.
community. So, how's it different? Well, I get to write things that are authentic to me. I get to sing however I want and
Yeah.
say whatever I want. So of course it's more exciting. Of course there's more freedoms with it. But I don't think anybody should take that as disrespect to the other side. They're just different
Yeah.
beasts. And I've done a lot of that. And though to your point, you mentioned it earlier, I have put out music before. I've never done it the way that I'm doing now and haven't done it in a long time. I did it just for fun. It was somewhat haphazard, with different
Hmm.
people, different times, no real game plan, had some small tours, but there was like, I think that's the best way to put it. There was no real game plan. Whereas now, I have an amazing team and I have much more clarity in terms of what I want to do as an artist and where I want to go. So to me, yeah, maybe a little more pressure on it, but I
Hmm.
thrive under pressure.
I love it. I do too. I love it when people tell me I can't do something or it's going to be too difficult because then I'm like, bring it,
Heck,
right?
half the reason I'm where I'm at right now. Let's be real.
That's awesome. So you mentioned this. So like you've made Nashville your home. I love Nashville. My daddy lives about 40 miles from Nashville. For this new phase of your career, it seems like. So how has being it? So, a lot of people correlate Nashville with country music, but let's
Sure.
not forget, Nashville is Music City, right? It's
Yeah,
Music
there's everything
City.
here.
So how has being in I think we've kind of heard how like I know that it seems like you've really enjoyed getting back into instruments. I know that you love the piano. So how has Music City influenced your writing and creative process so far?
Well, look, there still is more country in Nashville than anything else. I think that's fair to say. And I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with that. It does it better than anywhere else. There's some amazing pop writers, fewer pop producers, but they exist. And I'm sure every other genre is also growing, but selfishly, just as a fan of country music, I don't want that to leave Nashville.
Right.
I love that this is the hub for that. And it's inspired me more than I can articulate in that very recently we've been having discussions about some even country collabs and even some crossover songs. And it's like, I'm a pop artist with a very poppy voice, but even I'm not going to say it's a country song because it's not, but it's
There's
much
almost,
there's a twinge, and that's in the
yes.
documentation, that's in the writing,
Hmm.
the context, what it's about to some degree. Now I sing very soulfully, and I don't want to lose that. That's unique to me. It's a gift that I
Hmm.
have that I've worked on that I really enjoy, but I don't think that I need to still do some things in that space. And I look at, Dan and Shay and even
Hmm.
Rascal Flatts, and it's like they're
Yes.
pop artists, but they're in country, mostly because of production and the simplicity of how good the songs are. They can be just sung over an acoustic guitar and they're still hits. I think it takes such good writing, such skilled artists to be able to do that. And man, if I could thread that needle someday, that's kind of an exciting notion for me. So that's all I
Yeah.
can say because we haven't written that project yet, but there are definitely, I mean, heck, I wrote with Shane Mooney on this couch just the other month because we're
Wow.
neighbors. We met down the street, had such a good time. He just came over to the house and we wrote one of my favorite songs I've done that again, I wouldn't say it's country, but it's closer than a lot of the other stuff I was doing. So I don't know. I get excited about the notion, but I want to
Yeah.
find it authentically and organically.
Yeah, I love that. I think that this is a pivotal time in country music because of all the crossover of the genres. I mean, country rock's always been a thing, sort of, but there's a
Yes.
lot there's elements, a lot of elements of hip hop now. I mean, Ella Langley and Big X, right? So, I
Hmm.
mean, you name it, there's everything. And what I like about that, and I feel like this is an overarching theme in most of the interviews that I've been doing lately with folks like yourself, is that it brings more people over to country music and more
Yes.
people who wouldn't listen, who wouldn't listen to it and are really enjoying it. And I'm noticing that, which is that's good for music. I mean, that's good for everybody involved. So,
Cross-pollinating is good for everybody. It's good for art. And
yes.
I know some people like to just stay in their lanes, but I discourage that. I encourage people to try new things. And I love when artists collab. And look, there's certainly songs, I'm sure you got this in your experience, that I listened to at first and went, what is that? Or didn't like it because I wasn't used to it. And then two or three
Hmm.
listens in, you're just like, damn, that's catchy. Or that's a good song. And
Yep.
we all grow with our tastes as music changes and grows as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's like the more I think about it, I've never felt more at home than living in Nashville. I actually grew up, funny enough, I grew up riding horses. Most artists didn't, and I'm not going to say I'm a cowboy by any means, but I spent my summers going to sleepaway camp, learning to ride, to rope, and then started working actual ranches When the trainer from that camp was called Rawhide Ranch, when he left, he just invited me to go work his ranches, and I did that for the next 2 summers. And there
What
was a
was that?
short moment in time. This is in San Diego, believe it or not. There's a short moment in time where my dad was considering, like, I don't know if we can afford it, but like, do you really want to get a horse or do you want to go to performing arts schools? Because we definitely can't do
Yeah.
both. And I'm grateful that I chose the route that I did because I don't think I'd be here if I didn't.
Yeah.
But having a ranch and having my own horse and just, heck, I'm looking at buying dirt bikes and storing them in the backyard right now. It's like just things that I've always loved and did as a kid, I get to do again as an
Yeah.
adult. And so I don't know. There's a lot of things that make sense for me living here, and I do think it's going to continue to influence my music.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. So now I'm going to be looking forward to your involvement and seeing where it could go
Yeah.
musically for you. When fans listen to Eyes and your upcoming solo music, what do you hope they hear or understand about you as an artist that maybe they haven't seen before? And go ahead and tell us about how Eyes came to be. I know it's about your fiance, but like what? I know she's your muse, but like how did that particular
Well,
song?
she's not my muse for everything. And let's be
Right.
realistic. I'm grateful to say that she is for a lot of music. I mean, she's who I've been dating for almost 7 years now. And but look, in songs you also embellish, and it's also totally fair for writers to write about things that are not 100% accurate. It didn't happen. Like we all have
Hmm.
different emotions and feelings. This song happened to be, she was very much inspiration for it. And it was actually before we moved in this house, we built this house. And again, that's how committed we are to being here. It's like we fell in love, said, let's actually do it. Let's
Yeah.
build the house we want to start a family in. And I was in a rental and had the same keyboard and had my buddy Stanley Cunningham and my friend Kendall Goodman, who she's one of my favorite writers, and he's an amazing artist and producer and writer. And we were just having fun. And it was it was actually, yeah, written like a year ago. But the session was so much fun. It was just me dicking around on piano, and then he's a better player than I am. And he got on. I just started talking about jazz chords, and I was working with my coach on, sevenths and ninths, and he's just second nature to him. And he starts just kind of playing in that vein, and we found something that we weren't looking for. And I
Hmm.
think that sound, again, we weren't trying to emulate anything. And it just came together in such a beautiful and organic way. Um, Man, I'm trying to answer like three questions at once here. But the first part of this, run me back. I would go now to
Yeah,
tangent
so, what do you
songs.
hope they'll hear or
There we go.
understand?
There we go.
Yep.
Well, I immediately felt like I had the answer to that, and I don't like feeling like I have the answer to many things in life. But I can tell you selfishly, one of the things I'm really excited for fans to hear is the way in which I can really sing. And
Mm.
that may sound silly. I've been a professional singer for 2 decades, technically,
Yeah.
right? But again, with respect to the project, the way in which I sing and I run and I riff and I grew up listening to more soulful music, which I love incorporating into pop and maybe you can incorporate into country.
Yeah.
It's something that I had stifled pretty consistently for the band for a lot of reasons. The other guys don't do that. So it's tough for me to bring in a song that's got a ton of that. I'm the only one who can do some of it, or only that wants to do some of it at least.
Hmm.
And it's a different genre. It makes it a little bit more R&B, a little bit more soulful that just isn't what Big Time Rush became. Big Time Rush is like pop rock music sometimes, and that's
Yeah.
great. But there's a part of me that's like, man, even when I do that stuff on stage, and I do, I mean, on shows, if you ever get a chance to see Big Time Rush, I mean, more than the other guys would like, especially the acoustic stuff, I'll sit there and hear something, change it up, and do a run and go and like, because it's live and I can, and it's fun for me.
Yeah.
But I still think that there's a lot of fans that will hear that and go, who did that? Or what was that? And if they connect the dot, they're like, oh shit, this is how James really sings, how he can sing. There's a part of me that hopes for that. It's
Yeah.
excited about that. And if not, that's okay. I think it'll attract new fans that appreciate that. That's the hope, at least.
I love it. I love the song.
Thank you.
Um, how does Caitlin like it? I mean, I'm not asking a rhetorical question. I mean, like, how did she what was her response to it? Was she there as you were creating the song, or was it something that you presented to her when it was finished? I'm just
Well,
curious.
it's not like she sits down in writing sessions.
Right.
She was in the house doing something else, but I don't know if I played it for her. It was one of many songs I played for her, right? And I think she did initially gravitate towards it because it wasn't just like an upbeat pop song.
Yeah.
That I've struggled with writing even upbeat music for myself because I've done so much of that over the years. To me, it can quickly sound like Big Time Rush, even with just my voice on it. And there's nothing
Right.
wrong with that. But I want to carve out a different path. Um, so I think she and some of my teammates and some of my friends that advised, like, yo, this is the one you should start with, liked it because it was different and it felt
Mhm.
authentic to me. And she loved that I was telling a story. Of course, she loved this about her.
Of course.
But there's a few other songs she loves too. They're upbeat and different, have nothing to do with her, but she likes them because they're authentic to me. And mostly she'll say she likes them because I smile when I play them. I think that's a good barometer too. I've written some songs that like
Yes.
I think objectively really good pop songs, but if I turn it on and go, I'm not as excited about that, then I don't want to put it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that part. Um, so looking ahead, what excites you most about this next stage? Now, you told me you still have leg of the tour left with Big Time Rush.
Yep.
So when can folks expect to hear and see more from you? Because this is sort of a breakout song. You've already explained to us that it's a little bit of a different, it's definitely a different sound. I mean, I know your other stuff, and I've listened to this, and I told you I heard there was a little something that could be country in it. So that was appealing to me. I like all kinds of music. I wasn't always into country music, but I really love country music now, obviously. But I feel like fans, it's enough of a tease that folks are gonna want more, James. So we want to
I certainly
know
hope so.
we want to know when we can expect to hear and see more of you. Maybe it's in the Nashville scene because you live in Nashville now, or
Yeah.
what are your plans for you solo?
Well, I certainly want to start playing around. I mean, I just love even going to writers' rounds, and that just didn't exist anywhere else I lived.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to test out music and also test out my own live skills, playing. Maybe I'll bring in a accompanist. Maybe sometimes I'll challenge myself to play piano and or even guitar. I love that concept. In fact, today was like Chrismica to me because I ordered all this new gear. I got that new guitar. I got a new loop pedal. I got a new just a MIDI keyboard I want to bring that's lighter than this one. I got a new beat pad. And I've got this concept like building a loop rig that I've never done. And I get excited about that, about just trying new things and developing a new show at all different scales. So look, I will start playing. I need to release more music in order to play, and I plan on doing
Yeah.
that. Not to confuse the audience, but my next song is coming out October 3rd. It's called On My Mind, and it's a little bit of an outlier from that
Okay.
sound and even from my EP, so to speak, because it wasn't initially a song I planned on doing, but I wrote it for a purpose. I wrote it and got two Israeli artists performing on it, an amazing rapper named Shahar Saul and an amazing singer named Maya
Oh,
Dadan,
I
and shot the
read about
video in
this.
Israel. So we're putting that together. Actually, I haven't edited that to look at right now. And my goal there is very simple. Bring a conversation to the table about the beautiful side that I know of the Middle East and of Israel
Mhm.
specifically, and bring peace to that conversation. People, I know that it's a contentious subject for a lot of people, and unfortunately, it's been politicized for a lot of reasons I disagree with. But the goal for that song is simple, to bring people together through music. And I
I
really hope we can achieve that a little bit even.
Yeah, I love that. I'm so glad you brought that up because I read about that and I actually watched an interview with you today talking about how we become so polar. And I think it was from actually a few years ago or a year or so ago, and about how you talked about how we become so polarized right now. And really, even if we have differences or we don't understand each other, what we're really supposed to do is just love each other and just accept that we have differences and it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing a lot of that from folks. So that makes me feel a little bit more confident in humankind right
Good. I'm
now.
happy to hear that. I sometimes feel that way and sometimes feel like, how did we get here and where are we going
I
from here?
know.
Um, but again, if people want to be so quick to judge, they're going to yell and scream regardless or before they have the conversation, then I'm not going to be able to change their minds and I'm not going to waste time trying.
Yes.
But hopefully we can get back to a place where we do have differences of opinion.
And it's
And
okay.
that's okay. It's actually good. We don't all want to be the same. That's boring, but we do need to learn to, to communicate respectfully and do our best to listen and learn from the other side as well. And I'm a culprit of sometimes being in my own echo chamber like everybody is these days in social media specifically, but I try not to be. Regardless, when I speak to somebody, I try and be present and
Yeah.
do my best to understand their story. And I hope people do the same with, this song and the video and these artists. And all the press and such are going to do with that.
Oh, it's exciting. I think they will. I have, if you don't mind, some just rapid finish up questions
Let's go.
for you. So, and they're just quick and easy. So, first, go-to spot in Nashville for inspiration.
Ooh, go-to spot for inspiration. There's a little hiking trail. I live in the west side. There's a little hiking trail that I honestly forget the name. I'm not trying to be coy here. That is so beautiful, and it's one of my favorite places to go because like a quick little 3 or 4 mile loop. And anytime I need to just turn my phone off or take the
Oh, that's the
dogs out with
best.
Caitlin, we just walk and talk or walk by myself. I love it there.
That's awesome. Okay. Dream I always ask this question, by the way. Dream collaboration, no limits.
Man, I'm gonna say Ed Sheeran.
Oh, I like that. I
I
like,
just
and
got the
listen,
Ed Sheeran loop board actually. So
did you?
apparently it's the best on the market. I don't know. I'm not trying to give a shout out. It's undue. I haven't tried it yet, but as I'm looking to learn this new skill, everybody said it's the most intuitive, and he's taken a single guitar and played stadiums, and I just think that's so impressive. I want to
Yeah.
do it for more of like a MIDI approach with more keys and beats, but eventually guitar if I can get half as good as him. And yeah, a lot of respect there.
Oh, I love that. Okay, this one you may not remember. First album you ever bought.
Oh, I didn't buy it. It was given to me. But it was Dr. Dre, my uncle, had it in his office. He worked in music back in the day. And it was the Chronic 2000. I think that was the name of it. Yeah,
Yes.
that was the
I
first
was in
album.
college.
That was the first album. I was too young probably to listen to that record, but the
Yeah.
first tangible CD I can remember. And then I think the first one I bought might have been The Offspring. Yeah.
Wow.
Or Blink 182, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I remember that. So
Listen,
yeah,
listen to the diversity there already.
you're right. I just always like music. As simple as that.
Yeah, it's all about music. Song you can't stop playing right now. Is there one besides your own?
That's I got a bad. Actually, I will give a shout out. Backup plan. It's Bailey Zimmerman and is it Luke Combs?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. It's like the message is so badass. It's so sick. Like the only backup plan you need is basically get back up. I'm just like, dude, it's one of those songs I listened to once through. I'm like, it's catchy, and like then I understood the message. Like, damn, country did it again. They
They
just said what we're
did.
all thinking in a catchy way.
Awesome. I love that. Final question. One word to describe this era in your life.
Ooh, one word to describe the year. I'm gonna go with change.
Oh, I
A lot
like
of
that.
change happening, and I embrace change. I think change is wonderful and it's important. So I'm gonna go with change.
I was almost going to say authenticity. I, I, I
Maybe.
I'm hearing that like you've enjoyed your experiences as being part of a band and you're still doing that, but or freedom a little bit,
Actually,
right?
I like both those better than change. I guess I'm changing into a more authentic version of myself, and I think that's fair to say. And again, it's just I started doing this when I was young and I was a teenager. For years and
Wow.
years, I've been lucky to build things up, but there's a lot of change that has happened in the last couple of years. The catalyst of which was authenticity, and still very much is. And for better or worse, I've just stopped caring who doesn't like me. And it's just been more, I'm just more excited about the people that do. Simple as that. And anybody trying to appease everybody is gonna
Ridiculous.
find out real soon that it's not possible. And it's also just an irrational thought.
What I love about speaking to young artists like yourself, because you're young compared to me, it didn't take you till you were in your 50s, like me, to realize that you don't have to worry about everybody liking you. And it didn't take me till I was 50, but I mean,
Sure.
close to that. So I love that. I want to thank you for taking the time. I
You
want to tell you,
too.
you're a breath of fresh air.
Oh, I appreciate that. You as well. This is fun. I gotta say, like it's the strangest thing because I traditionally have hated press. And I don't mean it's not them. It's just because I've been asked the same questions for so long about the same songs for so long about the same
Oh,
everything. And this has become so much more fun to me because it's
awesome.
exciting again. It's new and it's fresh. And interviews like this are particularly special because they're just authentic, off the cuff. And I'm discovering answers that I need to be talking about this stuff anyways and thinking about it anyways. So I appreciate you helping me brainstorm a
Oh,
little
of
bit.
course. Well, thank you. So this is my passion project.
Yeah.
This is not my real job, but this is what I love to do, and I think that's why. I don't feel the pressure of, a deadline or I'm doing this because I love music. I love meeting artists and I love discovering new music. And so I think that comes through. So thank you for saying that. But I appreciate you. This has been great. I can't wait to hear more from you. I'm in Nashville quite a bit because my daddy is not too far from Nashville.
Hmm.
So hopefully I'll be able to check you out and,
Yeah. Let me
connect.
know.
And that would be awesome because we could go
Would love
live
to.
on the country note would be really cool.
That'd be fun. Anytime. You let me know when you're here if I'm around, and I'd love to connect. We'll
That
talk
would
about
be
the next song
awesome.
by then.
Oh, that would be really good. Well, thank you so much, James. I am sure
Thank
we'll
you,
be in touch
Michelle.
again, and you'll hear from me in the next probably 48 hours because I usually go live with the article by then.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Have
All
a
right.
great night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye bye.